Hey everybody, Kenny Klaus here again. Hey, wanted to give you a quick update. I know the last we talked a little bit about the market and how things have been kind of hanging in there. So the great news is things are really getting up and going again. We had a little lull like we talked about, but man, things have sure turned around ever since the stay-at-home order was lifted. It seems like people are ready to get out. Maybe been home a little too long and need that home office or that extra space. So we've certainly seen an increase in activity. Was online portals searching, meaning a lot of people were doing that. Now we're seeing them take action. So great news. We continue to see appreciation in the housing market despite everything going on, and that is really based on historic low interest rates, as we've all seen. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out also. And also some stats just to kind of compare and contrast. A lot of people talked about 2008, 2009. The difference right now, and I just had some stats I wanted to share, that 58.7% of all homes in America have at least 60% equity. That's a big change from where we were several years back. So the growth in home prices across the nation has really helped the stability in the market. And 42% of all homes are actually owned free and clear, which means these people do not have to sell no matter what happens in the market, which gives us some good stability also. And $177,000 is the average equity in mortgaged homes. So, if you think back to 2008 and in that era, people were able to take out 100% of their equity or very close to 100% of their equity. If there was a little market shift, all of a sudden they were in the negative. Currently, we are seeing people sit on, based on this number, just under $200,000 of equity. So the great news is the lending guidelines and some of the things that tightened up have actually helped us out, because they can't take out as much. Now, with that being said, sitting on that kind of equity is kind of it's a real positive, of course, but also then that money is not working for you. So if you have questions about how to maybe unleash a little bit of your equity in your home to maybe look at buying a second home or an income property, I can tell you a lot of personal wealth for people is built through owning real estate. It almost seems illegal, right, that you could get someone else with just 20% down or in that neighborhood to actually pay off your mortgage for you. But that's real, and that's what a lot of investors do. If you've never been one before, I'd love to have the opportunity to sit down and just do a consultation with you. Knowledge is power, and for a lot of people, they just kind of like, my family and other people I talk to, that just having one mortgage is all they ever thought about. The opportunity to invest and understand all your options is really critical to building wealth long term and really giving you that financial freedom and stability long term. So, if you have some equity or you have an IRA, want to talk about investment options, give me a call. We'd love to just sit down, whether face to face, over Zoom, on the phone, whatever you're most comfortable with, and just explain and maybe share, your story a little bit and what options we may have for you. So as always, your trusted advisors here at the Klaus Team, we truly appreciate you and your referrals, and look forward to continuing this journey together. Thanks so much.
Hey, Steve Arrington here, Gaylord Hanson Mortgage Team at Loan Depot here in Mesa, Arizona. So you're thinking about buying a home. Well, let me first tell you that buying a home is a great responsibility, but it also comes with long-term financial benefits. There are things to consider when buying a home, so let's get into them before you take that mortgage application. First and foremost, how much does the average home cost? What's a monthly payment look like? Well, when you look at the average home in Maricopa County, price is about $275,000. If you put 5% down and finance the rest over 30 years, that total housing payment is going to include principal and interest, taxes, insurance, and potential private mortgage insurance. That total payment is going to look to $1,650. And that's just an average. Again, a $250,000 home might be about $1,500. So if that gives you a pretty good idea what that monthly payment looks like, I hope that helps. Now take that in relation to what your current rent is, and maybe buying is an option for you. Well, to qualify you, what income do we need? What we're going to take a look at is what your annual income is, divide it by 12, and look for a monthly average. And that's really what we're going to use to qualify you, is that monthly average income that you make. So if you make $60,000 a year, divided by 12, it's $5,000 a month. Well, how much of that do I need to qualify? Typically for most programs, you're going to want to stay within a safe range of 40 to 45% of your gross monthly income for total debt payment. That's going to include your new mortgage payment. So on that same $5,000, you're probably looking at a maximum of about $2,300 to $2,400 a month total debt, including the $1,650 we talked about. So again, how much are you willing to spend when you buy a home? Well, that's a question that most people need to answer for themselves. Look at what your current situation is, either personally or as a family, and talk to a mortgage professional. Let us know what you're comfortable making as a monthly payment. We can typically tailor what that home price is going to look like or how much you may have to put down to qualify. And that's going to segue right into the next questions. Cost. What are they? Typical cost when buying a home is going to be two of the main things are down payment and closing cost. How much down payment do I need, Steve? I've heard I need to put 20% down. Not the case. Most first-time home buyers put on an average nationally of about 6%. Most programs only require a minimum of 3 to 5% down payment when buying a home. That's right, 3 to 5%, not 20%. 20% is to avoid private mortgage insurance, but let's not confuse the issue. 3 to 5% is the minimum typical requirement for almost all programs when buying a home. So besides down payment, what are my other closing costs? Well, the other costs involved with buying a home are going to be third-party costs, lender fees, title costs, homeowners insurance, property taxes, days of interest, appraisal, all of those added up. For me, historically, I've always told people think about another 2% of the purchase price as average closing cost in addition to the down payment that you have. So it'll give you a pretty good idea when you're looking at a $200,000 home that if you have a 5% down payment, $10,000, another 2% for closing cost of about $4,000, that you may need about $14,000 to buy a $200,000 home. Just using those numbers for simple math. Again, we can always give you an idea of what those costs and down payment requirements are going to be depending on your program. Now, just be aware, there are programs out there that require less than 3 to 5% down payment. For those of you that are current or active military or veterans of the military or even a surviving spouse, you can get 100% financing through the VA with no down payment required. Now, there are also programs for 100% financing through the USDA in some outlying and rural areas. Always talk to a real estate professional or mortgage professional to see if the homes that you're looking at qualify for those homes as well. But again, 3 to 5% down payment, VA 100% financing, no down payment required, and there are USDA programs for 100% financing as well. And then let me not forget that there are some down payment assistance programs, which you can get help with down payment requirements depending on the area, state, or city that you're looking to buy in. I really appreciate you taking this opportunity to hear some of the information that a lot of home buyers ask. Again, I'm Stephen Farrington with Gaylord Hanson Mortgage Team at Loan Depot. You can reach me directly by calling me at 480-215-5590. Let me give that to you again, 480-215-5590. Or you can always email me at sfarrington@loandepot.com. That's S as in Stephen, FARRINGTON at loandepot.com. So I look forward to hearing from you. I hope this was very helpful, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks.